not just each warlord, but each warrior themselves have a very specific Pokemon family that have a that have to be perfectly that can be perfectly linked. Doesn't mean they can't use other Pokemon, but there's just a preferred one that each one uses, and it's really nice to see that being acknowledged. Being like, it's like something minor, like a minor cut scene or whatever. Being like, oh, that I don't know about you, Drifloon or whatever. That gives me, I feel a special connection with you. I feel like you will win many battles together or whatever. And I will forever defend Conquest as being like one of the best Pokemon games ever made, and why it needs a remake
Or sequel.
or a sequel. Hell, I'll even settle for a port. I will defend that. Like, I will gladly die on that hill.
I won't.
Uh,
I'll be there to support you until you die.
yeah.
No, it'll just be in the background. You can do it as you're on that hill, not moving.
Yeah.
But you're throwing breadcrumbs.
Stick poke me like.
Just poke you with a stick, make sure you're still alive.
Yeah. So yeah, if it wasn't obvious, I love Pokemon Conquest. Persona 4, that one. I love the Persona series as well. I don't think I would say Persona 4 is my favorite game of that series, but I will say that the Investigation Team is probably my favorite Persona group.
Hands down, hands down.
Yeah. Because, well, just out of the ones I've played, being 3, 4, and 5. And some people some people argue that the team only sticks together or is only like friends because of you, which I honestly actually don't see that all too. I actually don't quite 100% agree with that.
I don't care, honestly.
Well, yeah. I kind of don't see that argument.
That feels
I
like
actually
a complete
argue the opposite.
nitpick to me.
Sorry, what were you saying?
It was a complete nitpick to me.
Yeah. Well, it is a nitpicky thing, but I think if we're talking about like the teams in general, I feel like that should be brought up because I actually argue the opposite. I say that that these group of friends feel like the most genuine like group of friends.
Yeah.
Like, because the problem I have with Persona 3's cast is that they feel too much like work colleagues. I say that actually works well towards Persona 3's story.
Yeah.
But as like a genuine group of, but at the end of the day, once the whole C's thing was midnight hour or whatever it was called, the dark hour. Sorry, once the dark hour is done, I don't see them going out and like hanging out at all. That looks a bit weird to me. And
yeah, it did feel like they got like forced friendships.
Yeah, and then Persona 5's group, they're fun, but I just find them a little too juvenile. Like,
well, that's their whole point, though.
Yeah. Like
I mean, I could just say I like everybody in the investigations team. I'm not a big fan of Ryuji, especially in the middle of the game. I don't like Makoto.
I don't like Morgana, especially near the end of the game.
I like Morgana. I have a soft spot for him.
Yeah, but anyway,
yeah, not the point.
It's just I don't know. Overall, I like the team. I just don't see them staying together. You know, they're good high school friends, but I don't see them meeting up in X amount of years. I can see that. I can see you coming back to visit like Kanji and Yosuke and everyone because that group of friends felt genuine, and it's not a stretch to picture like Teddy hanging out with Naruto for a day just because you can be like, because the friendship with everyone individually and as a team as a whole, it felt the most genuine.
Yeah, it's pretty cozy friendship everybody had.
Yeah, like there wasn't just one guy who just felt out of place there. Whereas I can kind of point to Persona 3 and 5 scene and say, there's the one guy who really who didn't actually need to be there. And I'm gonna be honest, the end of Persona 4, I may not have gotten the true ending, but I cried at that ending because
I did too.
I grew so attached to these characters that I didn't want to leave them behind. Whereas Persona 3, I was just more like, wait, is he dying or not? And then Persona 5, I was just kind of like, you know, I'll miss this, but yeah, I wasn't brought to tears by it.
Yeah. I 100% agree with you.
So, oof, these two are really also Kanji is God.
Nick,
Top class bando. Yeah?
if we do Persona 4 Golden on this channel, you have to be a part of it.
I have to what?
You have to be a part of it.
Oh, definitely.
So I don't have popcorn. Instead,
Yeah.
I got cereal.
Alright, cool.
But anyway, back
Sounds
to
good.
the.
Just
back-
munching, I'm like, there's some spicy stuff going on right now.
Yeah, me and Noah are just like, oh my god, Persona 4, I love these characters, and I cried, and then Sean's just like, this cereal's so great.
Pretty much. I mean, I'll say, Persona 4 Golden was my second place in my bracket. Like I think it won the losers bracket, but it went up against Crash Bandicoot 4, which is probably my favorite video game of all time.
Yeah. Well, I haven't gone through Golden, and I don't know. I feel like there's just a bit too much shit in there. So that's why I just went with straight vanilla Persona 4.
I would argue Persona 4 Golden doesn't have enough shit in it because
No, I'm arguing it has a bit too much shit in.
I know, but I'm arguing it doesn't. I don't think it has enough new shit to be added in there because Royal had so much. They added a character. They added technically 3 because Akechi got a confidant.
Yeah.
And you got Kasumi and Makura. And in Golden, you just get Marie.
Yeah.
And they both have a extra part of the game after it's over.
It's just I'm not saying just on characters. I just feel like those characters were integrated nicely into the story, but in Persona 4 Golden, you've got all the motorcycle stuff, and there's all these different side things going on at the same time. It's just kind of.
I like
I
that
don't know.
stupid shit though.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't finished it, so I don't have a complete opinion on it. So that's why it's just vanilla Persona 4 versus Conquest.
Yeah.
Ooh, this is a hard choice.
Yeah.
Animation idea. You guys
Yeah.
talking about this? I'm just in the corner eating fucking cereal. Just watching it gently.
Only.
Spoon. It's like you're picking it out of a bowl with your fingers. Just
This gets animated by my permission if I'm in a Union Kami outfit and Nick's in a Kanji outfit.
yes. Yeah. Okay. Now I want this more.
And Sean could be in a Makoto outfit because I hate her.
Oh, this is such a tough choice. Oh.
Yeah, that's the fun of this.
Which child do you love more?
Oh no.
Okay, so there were points of madness where we had different analogies, and one analogy was it was like Mike Tyson versus a child to us, and
It was Parappa the Rappa versus Final Fantasy VII. And
that child is so fucking dead. And Mike Tyson's like, "Fuck you, kid!" Boom.
I said it's. Sean was like, Parappa the Rapper has no fucking chance. I'm like, yeah, it's like a kid versus fucking Mike Tyson in a boxing match.
And I just made it go farther. Mike Tyson's like, "Fuck these kids!" Boom. So it was so funny. But here it's like basically you have a god, you have to choose which child you love more. Because I know it did the same to me!
Yeah, speaking of like, yeah, that's what it feels like, because when you said gun, it's like, whichever one loses, I'm going to have to, like, it feels like an execution, so when you say a child, I feel like I'm shooting
you're not
kid.
technically wrong.
You could be like Projet and be like, well, good thing I don't like kids.
Anymore.
That joke's still funny as fuck.
Yeah.
Mm. Oh, which child do I shoot? This is painful.
Well, you got plenty
That's
of
the
time
idea.
because this boat ride's gonna take a while.
Okay.
Floating on the riverbed. Should I tell him what the other bracket is to make it feel
No.
better?
No, not yet.
No,
Not yet.
that'd be a surprise.
I want to rip off this band-aid first. I want to rip this off first.
Actually,
I'm going to, just by the slimmest of margins, edge this out to Persona 4. Ooh. Ooh.
It hurts, doesn't it?
It does. Ooh.
Now you know my pain.
Alright.
Oh, fuck,
Alright, tell me the next bracket.
Hold on. Oh god. Yoshi! Calm your tits! No! Fuck.
Oof. Just Noah screaming, no! Welcome
okay.
to Mario Sunshine.
Yeah, pretty much. Up next we got Digital Devil Saga vs. Dead Space 2.
Versus what?
Dead Space 2.
Ooh. Ooh.
Ooh.
I'm not gonna lie, this one's a lot easier. I'm gonna say Dead Space 2. Like, I really enjoyed Digital Devil Saga. I think that's a really great Shin Megami Tensei spin-off. I like the gameplay mechanic where to get new moves you have to level up a title you give each character known as a mantra. I like how every character can learn every kind of mantra. I love the fact that they have new unique designs on the Hindu myth, which is something you don't see very often, usually either Greek or Norse. I'm just gonna, like I said, this was a lot easy. I'm just doing it to Dead Space 2. I really love I love the first two Dead Space games. Let me just say that now.
Yeah.
I love the first two. Third one's shite. Third one's adopted, alright?
Actually,
See,
that might be
weird
true.
adopted one.
That might be true because I think whatever company made it was bought by EA afterwards.
Yeah, like,
I wouldn't
I think
surprise
they're
me.
going to be Visceral Games or something.
Yeah.
No, but I love the first two Dead Space games. Dead Space 1 and 2 are great horror games. I personally love horror as a genre.
Yep.
I think Dead Space 2 improves on the controls of Dead Space 1, making it more action focused, but still making it a tense horror game. I think the environments in Dead Space 2 are a lot scarier, as you start off with this insane outbreak going on in like a hospital, and then you go to like this massive ship that was once like this like hotel, and you're going through like hotel rooms, and then you're just going through these bloodstained rooms that occasionally have like necromorphs in there, just like in the bathroom or something. There's a lot more striking moments, being like, oh my god, that was like quite fucked. Like there's like said hotel rooms, there's just one where you hear like a baby crying, and I'm just like, oh fuck, that's so messed up. The nursery scene was also quite messed up. I love what they were doing with the hallucinations. playing off the big twist in the first game. So while I say I do love Digital Devil Saga 1, I think it's a really underrated Shin Megami Tensei spin-off. Dead Space 2 just holds a much stronger place in my heart.
And that's totally fine. Except that you're fucking wrong. I'm kidding. So up next we got Middle Earth Shadow versus Bloodborne.
Middle Earth Shadow of Mordor versus Bloodborne. I'm gonna give that to Bloodborne, actually. Like, I've loved the Tolkien's Lord of the Rings series ever since I was a kid. I loved the movies. Anything Lord of the Rings is just automatic, just love. I think Lord of the Rings is I think Shadow of Mordor is a lot of fun. It does a lot of interesting things, and one of the things that makes it so great, and I think I kind of put it against its sequel, Shadow of War. It doesn't fuck with canon. It's like, yeah, the main story's going on way over there. We're gonna do our own thing over here. We're gonna reference the bad guy, but that's about it. But yeah, I'm just giving it to Bloodborne because Bloodborne is just one of my favorite games of all time. I think I love the way it goes from minor horror elements. Well, it goes from like minor like Victorian era art styles, which are amazingly detailed. It balances beauty and horror so well. Like all the eldritch, it's the game that actually got me into eldritch horror and H.P. Lovecraft's work. It got me into FromSoft's work. I've gone back to that game time and time again, and I think I would just actually like to point out these two games were actually my first two platinums on my PS4. So I just find it a little funny that they're going head to head. But yeah, Bloodborne.
Next we got Dead Space 1 versus Digimon Cyber Sleuth 2. I said 2 because I didn't have enough room for the full
is this Hacker's Memory?
Hacker's Memory, yeah.
Okay. I'm going with Digimon on this. I love Dead Space 1. I think it's a great horror game. I think it's a better horror game than Dead Space 2. But I still think it's a great horror action game. I'm gonna go with Hacker's Memory on this, just solely because I do like the monster catcher type games. I think that Digimon is an underrated competitor in that particular genre, especially Cyber Sleuth and sequel Hacker's Memory. I actually quite enjoyed Hacker's Memory's story. I enjoyed it more than the original Cyber Sleuth's story. It felt a lot more personal. And as a lot of people like to say when they talk about this game, it's Persona Light. And if I'm not mistaken, it also has the same composer as the guy who did the Danganronpa series. So yeah.
And the last round of the first brackets is Ratchet Gladiator versus Digimon Cyber Sleuth.
Ooh, that's not as tough, but that's a stinger. No. Now, Digimon Cyber Sleuth I love.
Mm-hmm.
I'm quite picky when it comes to RPGs, and I love I loved that RPG. It's I actually found it really funny, especially if your type of humor, especially if your type of humor leans more towards the very. It's got a very mean sense of humor. I want to say. There's all the jokes kind of center around being very like mean and antagonistic towards people, but in a very blunt way, and it's just so funny. I've actually I've actually um read dialogue, started laughing out loud, and then saved the screenshot because I just genuinely found the game to be that surprisingly hilarious. Um, I found the story to be really interesting and fun. It was a really good story. I liked I liked the characters. I liked what they did. It was comical, but it was also quite dark at times. Um, I'm giving it to Ratchet Gladiator though, just because I may have been a newly acquainted Digimon fan, but I I will always love Ratchet and Clank. I've loved it since I was a kid. I love it now. Gladiator is probably like my favorite entry in the series because it's also got it's also got I wouldn't say a dark sense of humor, but it's also got that very dry, irreverent sense of humor. Um, it plays with the fact that um, Ratchet's gone through adventures before. Um, it's centered around like a reality show. Um, it's kind of centered around combat, more around the combat as well, which, like I said, just find a way to turn that into a liquid, and I'm a complete junkie for. Um,
Sort of.
what else? I love pretty much every character for different reasons. Uh, I like I like that it's poking fun at a lot of like the overly over consumer type deal about reality shows and all that. Um, the the react the I'm trying to think of the name now. Like the host trying to paint you as this villain. Just some of the dialogues are hilarious. It's like, this is Ratchet. He's a Lombax from X Planet. He hates puppies and children. And then it just cuts. That's some of the dialogue while you're playing through the level. Like you're busy fighting like waves of enemies, and then these like completely like fake personality type hosts go on. I was like, this is Ratchet. He hates puppies and children. And by the way, he's probably punched your mom. And then it just cuts off like that.
We punched your mom.
That's
Just the wording of that, like the uncertainty. I don't know, but he probably has.
well,
I would have said grandma, but okay.
but
Why?
Because it's funnier punching us. Well,
That's
it's meaner, but it's funnier. Of these, like, he
awful.
probably punched your innocent old grandma.
no, but that's how
Oh, you're killing me.
these characters are written, and it's often like in cutscenes or during like just during the level, they'll just pipe up stuff like that. Like there's this one cutscene early on in the game
Fuck!
where they blame like an oil spill on him or something, and it's like, and like one of the characters you've known from like the first game is like looking in shock and awe. It's like, well, Ratchet was drunk driving during like this like ice planet. There was this massive oil spill, and all these seals have been covered in oil. Little Coco never got the chance to grow up or something, and then it's just like
What?
he's just like turns to look at Ratchet. He's like, "How could you do that to Coco?" And then Clank's just like, "Al, these are all lies." And he was like, "Oh yeah, right."
Hey everyone, thank you guys for watching.
While you're here, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button and make sure to ring that bell.
Also, check out our other content, both on this channel and our individual ones.
And as always, I'm Sean the MK Ninja.
And I'm Noah the NNBandicoot.
And we're the Super Tryhard Bros, and thank you so much for watching.
Peace.
Bye.